Welcome back, everyone. We have a Vero Engineering Axon today. And I've done a couple of Vero Engineering videos, but it's been a long time. I worked with Joseph, the owner of Vero Engineering, for a while early on. I had like one of the prototype synapses. I think I had his personal Impulse for a long time, and a Fulcrum, his full-size original pry bar. And dang, I had that stuff so long, I kept asking him where he wanted me to say. He goes, just hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it. You know, it was months before I sent that stuff back. But it was kind of cool. And then my buddy Cliff from Alaska sent me a box of goodies the other day. And this was in the box. So I'm not sure if it's brand new to him or what, but let's talk about this for a minute. These come with a cool patch and a very cool zippered pouch. Comes with some stickers, a authenticity sticker, card that talks a little bit about it, and a branded microfiber, which is all very cool stuff. We'll just throw that in here. I think these are also the same pouches that, they're the same style as the one that Todd Heater uses, because I had some of those as well. So let's dive into this Axon. Now, this is the first Axon I've handled, and it's very similar to the Impulse. Different than the Synapse. The Impulse that I had was all titanium. This is natural micarta scales. Now, there are a couple of deployment methods on the Vero Engineering knives in general. They're all front flipper. Well, they're not all front flippers. So the Impulse was a flipper, and I'm going to put a link to a Vero playlist that has my other videos in it. In fact, I don't actually know if I have a playlist yet, but I'm going to create one after I film this, because if I don't have one, I don't know. Whatever. There'll be a link to a playlist. You don't care if it's already there or not. So, but on the Impulse, it was a flipper, but there was no real flipper tab that stuck out. It was kind of, you hit it at the very top and you pulled it straight down. And there was a thumb fuller, if you will, only on one side of the Impulse. And the Axon, or the Synapse, was the same way. He wanted to keep Joseph wanted to keep the show side very sterile. So there was only one in the back to flip it that way. And then there was the flipper tab. So they were cool knives. Absolutely. So let's just zoom in. We'll talk about the specs in a minute. But let's just zoom in. It's a very nice belt satin finish. It is a little bit dirty. I tried to wipe that off. Natural micarta scales. Milled pocket clip. And in some of the earlier ones that I had before, see where there's that little ramp in the pocket clip? It was, I think, more pronounced on the Impulse, and it would kind of hang up in my pocket way back. This particular model does not seem to have an issue like that. They always do limited run, so they do label them with a number. But the blades are super sterile. He does put Vero right on the spine. It has a little bit of jimping. Nothing super aggressive or a lot, but just enough. And it feels really good in the hand. Like the clip disappears. And you would think with such a kind of a larger clip that does stick out here that you would feel that in your hand. But where it hits in my hand, I don't even notice that it's there. It feels really good. It is a liner lock, of course, on this one. And it is either just a finger flick, a thumb flick, or a front flip. Okay, no flipper tab on this one, but it's super smooth and runs on bearings. So let's go through the specs. It's 4.5 inches closed, 8 inches overall, 3.46 blade length. The edge is 3.22. This is M390 blade steel. It is 0.135 blade thickness, 0.519 overall thickness, and weighs in this configuration at 3.6 ounces. Now Joseph is here in the United States. I don't remember exactly where. I'm totally spacing it. But these are made overseas, and I believe they're made by Bestech. At least they originally were made by Bestech, and I'm guessing they are still made by Bestech. They're pretty cool little knives. It's kind of a cult following. There is a Vero Engineering Facebook group that is jumping most of the time. And so I think there's a lot of kind of cult following because they do a bunch of drops. And now he does the pry bar. He does a mini fulcrum. So there's a small pry bar. He's gotten into doing some Damascus clips and some exotic scales and handle materials and stuff. So he's really broadened his offerings. But it's still, from what I understand, still kind of tough to get a hold of them. They have limited runs, the drops come and they're sold out. So pretty good following with them right now. So let's do a couple size comparisons here. We got the Sharpie. We got the Delica. We got the Quiet Carry Waypoint. Just kind of mix it up here a little bit. The Kubi KB237. And I'm sorry, I didn't check the pricing on the Axons before I did this video. But how about the small Honey Badger? And the Hellraiser P series, also made overseas, but we don't know where because they're super quiet about that on this particular one. Not sure why. Doesn't really matter. It's an awesome knife, so it's okay. So there you go. Kind of quick down and dirty on the Axon from Vero Engineering. So Cliff, my buddy in Alaska, thank you very much for sending this in. It's been a while since I've seen a Vero knife. And yeah, all in all, it's pretty cool. This one has a little bit of blade play. I tightened up the pivot, but I could tighten it a little more maybe. But then I think that would affect the action. So, but all in all, it's pretty good. It's a little off center, but again, I don't believe this is a brand new. I think maybe it has the date on the card here. Actually, let's take a quick peek. I did look at that before. No, there is no date. Well, that sucks. But yes, I don't think this is brand new. I think this is just something that Cliff had hanging around, and he put together a care package for me, which I so greatly appreciate. So go check out Vero Engineering. I'll put a link to his website down below. You can find him on Facebook. I think that's the most active place to find him and a bunch of guys that are super into these knives. So thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you with something else cool tomorrow.